Senate Democrats and Republicans are excited because a Senate Republican and a Democrat, considered friends of the National Rifle Association, are expected to announce a compromise today.
The move comes as the Senate gears up for its first fight over new gun laws in 20 years. Democrats now believe they have the votes to block a filibuster. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning to you, Nora. That's right. Republicans do not appear to have the votes they need for a filibuster, and this comes on the same day that we could see the first big bipartisan breakthrough on gun legislation. As you mentioned, one Democrat, one Republican coming forward later this morning to announce that they have a deal on expanding background checks, something 90% of Americans say they support.
Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, says he is close to a deal with Pennsylvania Republican Pat Toomey on a plan to expand background checks to cover firearm purchases made at gun shows and online. Sellers would have to keep records of those checks to help police track gun crimes. Both Manchin and Toomey get high marks from the National Rifle Association, and that makes their plan more palatable to some Republicans. The families of 8 Newtown victims will be back on Capitol Hill today. Tragedy has turned them into accidental lobbyists pushing for new gun restrictions.
I'm a guitar player. I don't belong in the halls of Congress trying to change the world. But here we are. Good morning. Good morning.
Mark and Jackie Barden lost their 6-year-old son Daniel and tried to express the grief they feel to half a dozen senators Tuesday.
It's very emotional. It's exhausting, very draining, but we do feel like we have to do this. We don't want this to happen to other families.
One of the senators they met with was Republican Johnny Isakson of Georgia, a longtime supporter of gun rights.
How much of their agenda do you agree with?
Well, I'm a parent and I'm a grandparent, and I understand their passion, and I understand their tragedy. I don't think I can be empathetic because I haven't walked in their shoes, but I can certainly be sympathetic and understand how horrible it must be. And I commended them for coming and being a part of the process.
Even if the families don't change the minds of senators like Isakson, they are keeping the focus on this issue at a critical time. Nora and Charlie, those 14 Republicans who said they will filibuster this vote tomorrow, still say they plan to do that, but there are enough other Republicans who say even if they don't support expanding gun restrictions, they do support the rights of the Newtown families and other Americans to see a debate and a vote on the Senate floor.